Okay.
Hi, my name is Justin Zinn, and I will explain why it is important to go to college right after you graduate high school. Some main points that I will be explaining is about how it's hard to go back to school once you take a year off. Your brain is out of routine for studying. You are more likely to lose your knowledge after taking a year off of school. You do not do well because your mind is not set in a school routine. When you take a year off, you are more likely to have distractions such as maybe children. You are more likely to procrastinate with your homework due to these distractions. Finally, if you have a job while in high school and you take a year off from school, then you might want to work full time. First, it is hard to go back to school because your mind could be less active for school-based material. For example, you could not remember math work or how to write papers for English. If you do not take a year off, then you would still be able to remember most of all math and English material. Also, if you happen to take a year off between high school and college, then you might be out of your old routine for studying. If you had a good routine for studying in high school that works well for you, and then you happen to take a year off in between high school and college, then you'll forget the routine that works good for you. To continue, getting into a good routine is great. Sometimes it is hard to get back into a routine once it happens to be gone. When you happen to take a year or more off of high school and go to college, then you might get into some distractions such as having children. When you do not take a year off from high school to college, then you are more likely not to fall into the trap of having children. To continue, you are more likely to procrastinate with the homework after taking a year off. Most college students fall into the category of procrastination. Finally, if you have a job while you're in high school and take a year off of school while working full time, then you're not as likely to go back to school. A reason why you're not as likely to go back to school is because you will think about the pay that will be lost while going back to school. Many students think about still working instead of going back to school after that year is up because they are making more money than what they would be making if they went back to school. In conclusion, I think the students should not take a year off from high school to college. A few reasons that I have explained before is that your brain is out of the routine for studying. You're more likely to lose your knowledge after taking a year off. You do not do as well because your mind is not set in a school routine. When you take a year off, you have more distractions such as maybe children. You are more likely to procrastinate with your homework due to these distractions. Finally, if you have a job while in high school and take a year off from school, then you might want to work full time.